YOSC, your online singing coach.
Hey everybody, it's your online singing coach back again today with a new reaction. We're back with Nightwish today. Okay, Nightwish has some fans. Floor has some fans. Wow. I would like to thank Sasha K for suggesting this. Sasha said that there is a Phantom of the Opera and that it's recent. I see that there was another one 2 years ago. We're going to check out the more recent one. That's the one that Sasha suggested. So this is Nightwish, Phantom of the Opera, featuring Henk Poort. We know this is a crazy song, but I have a no doubt that Floor is going to murder it in a really good way. Notepad ready, because I want to take notes.
That voice which calls to me and speaks my name. Do I dream again? For now I find the Phantom of the Opera is there.
I like that.
Inside my mind.
Okay, I hate pausing in the middle. I've had a long spell where I didn't pause at all, but I keep getting copyright issues, so got to pause a little bit here and there. Whew, love it already. So right away, that very first phrase, her tone presented itself. Her tone said, pay attention to me, listen to me, I'm different. It was a tiny bit almost contralto-ish, just in the tone, like there was a very focused, like I often hear this beginning a little airy, a little breathy, and this was not Floor's style. She sang softly, but in a very, very resonant voice. So loved that tone right away. It was engaging, it was mysterious, it was cool. I also liked how it was just the synth and her lit up. The rest of the stage is dark. Effective staging there. Also, how we had that breeze start to kick in. All those kinds of effects are just, I love that kind of effect. And then vocally, there's just two other things I'm going to point out so far. So for my singers, this one is like the useful tip to share, which was the vowel modification on Phantom of the Opera. She kind of modified that to more of a F sound. The Phantom of the Opera. Versus Phantom. You can hear how the tone changes just by changing the vowel. The obviously has a much, like I said, more of that resonant, richer sound, whereas the Phantom is going to have more of a brighter, lighter, poppier sound. So nice coloration there via use of a vowel modification. Now, one more thing that was so cool to point out vocally so far was that last note. So I liked how she was like, getting a little bit creepy with her voice there about the Phantom being there inside my mind. It wasn't just like, this expression of angst on her face, but the way she sang it conveyed that. And then she went back up an octave for the inside my mind. I know I'm switching keys on you here. Don't mind that, okay? She held the note, held the note, held the note, held the note. And then she kind of slid off of it, which again conveys a bit of agony, a bit of that nightmare moment that this singer in this story is having. Let's just listen to that last note again and we'll continue. Holding. Ooh, that. Yes, okay, here we go. we go. Rocking version.
Sing once again with me a strange duet. My power over you grows stronger yet. Although you turn to me and glance behind, the phantom of the opera is there.
Oh, creepy again.
Inside your mind.
All right, we went down there. So I'm going to pause again for the sake of the copyright flags. I'm not familiar with this singer. You all can fill me in on him. My impression, based on his voice, is that he is a musical theater singer. Perhaps he has sung the part of the Phantom of the Opera. I like how he's wearing a Nightwish shirt. That's a nice little nod to who he's singing with, right? Nice singing of the role. I liked how he also got a little creepy there where I pointed out with his vocal delivery, not just how he's expressing it with his face. And then I liked how he managed to get down there for a lot of tenors. The part of the Phantom is a total tenor part, and they struggle to get down there on the bottom, and he did fine with it. All right. Also, while we're paused, oh my gosh, when the band kicked in, the fire lit up, started getting into that rock vibe. That was a surprise for me. I don't know why, probably because this is only my second Nightwish reaction, because now I can see how, okay, this is how it becomes the Nightwish version of Phantom of the Opera. And I'm loving it. Okay.
Oh, so I've seen your face drawn back in fear.
I am the mask you wear.
It's me they hear.
Your spirit and your voice in one combined. The Phantom of the Opera is there.
Both getting it.
Inside your mind.
All right.
In all your fantasies, you always knew.
A little change in tone there.
And man and mystery.
You did that.
We're both in you. And in this
Labyrinth, where night is blind, the Phantom of the Opera
Man
is
there.
there.
That's cool.
Inside your mind.
Yeah. So before we go to this last section, these last 2.5 minutes of the song, interesting little change up with Henk and his tone there. His use of the false vocal cords to create that more distorted, gritty sound to his voice. That like suddenly went from musical theater sound to rocker sound. So that's kind of fun. His voice changed right when he went out with like that. It was like a little switch of gears there for him. I'm still enjoying how they both do it. Phantom of the Opera is there. Like that's they both get very expressive with their tone there. That's really fun. I'm loving these little touches in the band arrangement that like there's just some little rock metal vignettes outside of the constant beat just to like elevate that rock metal flavor. Here we go.
Sing for me, my
All
ancient
right,
music.
let's hear it.
the Phantom of the Opera.
I love her tone. Gorgeous. Woo! Already. Yes. The tone is so rich and buttery. Henk Poort.
I love you.
Okay, now I'm just gonna check the note. She's on a D. My speakers aren't plugged in, which is why you can't hear me playing this note on my keyboard here, but yeah, it's high. You know, usually at that point, the music drops out, that note hangs for a second, and that's the end of the song. But the music kept going, so I'm like, what else is gonna happen? She just held that note. How many seconds did she hold that note? Loved it. We're gonna listen to that last note again. As I pointed out with Floor last time, look at how she opens her mouth for that high note. She makes plenty of space for it. You'll notice on some of the notes going into that, her mouth isn't that open. And those early notes of the coloratura section are staying in that very, very resonant, focused tone. I believe I said rich and buttery in there because that is the way it feels to me. It's like cake. Whereas it's very common for singers of this song, when they get up into that upper range, to sound a little more brittle, a little more glassy, a little more like ice cream. She's got a cake vibe here. Okay, so let's just check out that last coloratura section one more time.
You're mine. Sing for me, my angel of music.
The phantom of the opera.
I love her voice. Woo! Triplet.
Sing my angel of music.
See, it's not too open yet.
Sing for me.
Now here it comes. Look at that big open mouth. She just hold that thing. All right. Yeah. Little shredding here. All right. Yes. Okay, so favorite things about this performance. One, as a vocal coach who's vocally oriented, it has to be Floor's tone on this song. Two, loved the arrangement, loved the metal, the rock, those little, like I said, those little spots that just popped out. Henk was solid. He was great. He did a nice job with his part. I don't know his backstory, but like I said, I get the impression he's played the role before. And lastly, the high note at the end. Not just the fact that she hit a crazy high note, but that she held it forever and ever and ever. A good plot twist there, so to speak. All right, Nightwish fans. Once again, thank you, Sasha, for that suggestion. That was dynamite. What's next? What is the next one we need to check out by Nightwish and Floor Jansen? Hope you enjoyed watching this with me. If you did, please be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.